Hi, my name is Robert Dickey, and I'm doing this special lecture on word mapping. Word mapping. And our target word for word mapping is the word diet. Diet. This video will come in 3 parts, so be sure to check for parts A, B, and part C. And there is also a quiz available with this video. If you haven't received it, be sure to check with me. So let's start. What's a word map? What's a word map? Well, looking at the language, we can break this word down into 2 parts. And that's a key component, a key part of what we're going to be doing in this lecture. We're going to be looking at parts of words and what they mean. So let's start the word map problem with the word map. Map. You know what a map is. Here's a map of the world. We can also use the word map for various other purposes, such as a mind map. A mind map, where we put various ideas on a piece of paper and show how these words are connected, at least in one person's mind. You can do the same thing with other kinds of words, other kinds of thoughts. The word mapping is closely connected to the same problem we have with words that sound the same but mean differently. For example, the sea is so beautiful. Can she see the sea? So we have the S-E-A word, see, and the S-E-E word, see, but these are not the same word. They are merely words that sound the same. We also have a similar problem with saw, the cutting device, and saw, the past form of see. Yesterday, she saw the sea. In this case, saw and saw are spelled the same and sound the same, but they have perfectly different meanings. So, they are different words. And in our project today, we are not going to worry about different words. We're going to worry about a single word, an idea, that perhaps has several meanings, related meanings. We think of it as the same word, but perhaps we use that word slightly different. It has a different connotation, a different suggestion, a different hint. It feels a little different, even though it's really the same word. And so we are word mapping. We're going to draw out the sound, the meaning, the feeling. We're going to draw out in a relationship, the sound, the meaning. Draw out the meanings and the relations. So, what's our key word for today? Have you forgotten already? The key word for today is not psychology, with test and criticism and applications and big traits and etc., as the words go further and further from the key meaning. No, our key word today is diet. Diet. What are the meanings of the word diet? The related meanings of the word diet. Have you got your meanings in your mind? Well, be careful, because we're not talking about the word that is spelled the same but has a very different meaning. In Japan, the National Assembly of Government is called the Diet, but it is spelled D-I-E-T. Diet is not diet. So we will not be talking about diet today. So if we're talking about the word diet, what are the meanings that we are thinking about? Let's take a look in a dictionary. Here the word diet is offered as a noun, as a verb used with an object in the sentence, as a verb used without an object in the sentence, and as an adjective. Now, I don't particularly agree with the number order that they place in this dictionary, which listing, which definition should be first or second or third, but it does provide a good range of ideas. Let's start with the noun form. Number 1 says, food and drink considered in terms of its qualities, its composition, and its effects on health. For example, milk is a wholesome article of diet. Now I find that a very peculiar first definition. I don't think that's how most people use diet as a noun in its first, most common usage. Perhaps number 2 is a little better. A particular selection of food, especially as designed or prescribed to improve a person's physical condition, or to prevent or treat a disease. For example, a diet low in sugar. Number 3, similar to number 2, a selection or limitation on the amount a person eats for reducing weight. This is probably what most people are thinking about nowadays when they say diet. Most people are probably thinking about reducing weight. No pie for me, I'm on a diet. Number 4 is probably the widest definition. The foods eaten by a particular person or group. For example, the native diet consists of fish and fruit. Similar to number 4, number 5 says food or drink habitually eaten or provided. Food or feed habitually, usually, often, commonly eaten or provided. The rabbits were fed a diet of carrots and lettuce. Number 6, again, very similar to 4 and 5, anything that is habitually provided or partaken of, make use of. But in this case, we go away from food, and they say television has given us a steady diet of game shows and soap operas. On TV, what we can get most often are game shows and soap operas. In Korea, these are called dramas. Soap operas are called dramas. And this really goes outside the idea of food. As a verb used with an object, it is often related to regulating the food, especially to improve the physical condition or to feed. And without an object, to select or limit the food one eats to improve one's physical condition or lose weight. I've dieted all month and I've only lost 1 pound. Number 10, to eat or feed according to the requirements of a diet. Number 11, adjective, suitable for consumption, eating, drinking, using, with a weight reduction diet, dietetic, such as diet soft drinks. Now don't worry about with an object, without an object. Native speakers and language students alike struggle with these concepts, but when it fits in a sentence, you know how it feels. With an object, in English, the object usually comes later. Let's take a look at a real-world application. A giraffe's diet mainly consists of tree leaves. Giraffe, the diet of a giraffe, tree leaves. Well, giraffes have long necks. It makes sense that they would want to reach up to eat, right? On the other hand, as we wind down in this first part of our 3-part lecture, a lion's diet consists primarily of fresh killed meat. Giraffes eat vegetables, leaves on a tree. Lions eat meat, fresh killed meat. And that concludes Part A in our 3-part lecture on word mapping with the target word diet. Come right back for Part B in the word mapping lecture. Thank you.